All right. Welcome, everyone. Today we're going to talk about building a compelling pitch deck. It's a topic that's really important for early stage startups. And our goal is very straightforward. By the end of this session, you should have the knowledge and skills to create a pitch deck that convincingly communicates three main things: your startup unique value proposition, your business model, and your market potential to the investors. Let me tell you why pitch decks are important and also why they're not. Every VC or startup growth venture studio, they have their own idea about what should be within the pitch deck. But there are certain foundations or fundamentals that they agree on. According to those 6 venture capitalists or accelerators here as well, they voted on different sections in the deck. And we got problem, solution, business model, competition, funding, and fundraising. Those were the main 6 that they all agreed on. And also important, of course, to remember that according to the DocSend research, so the main slide uploading platform where you can review the different slides or documents, so you can track the time there as well. Investors spend on average just 2.5 minutes on your deck. So per entire deck, right? So they're often also looking at this on mobile devices. So make sure to keep it all simple and clear. So this is like the key. And top 3 areas, according to this research, that they spent on 3 main slides. So it is the product. What exactly do you do? It is like your business model. How do you make money? And also your company purpose. So it's your mission and one-liner. If you're short on time, just focus on nailing these 3 and you should be fine. Like so-called light version of the deck to spark the initial interest. And again, the standard deck structure actually that I recommend, that I see yields the highest results or I see the greatest decks follows this pattern. So it's normally like the 10 to 12 slides, the ones that I prefer. Some people like 16 slides, but I like the company purpose slide. I like the problem, solution, why now, market size, product, team, traction, business model, financials, competition, and the ask slide. And for the company purpose slide, let's get into the example of Stripe. Our mission is to increase the GDP of the internet. So it's clear, it's ambitious, it's very, very straightforward, and memorable. And my suggestion for this slide would be to start with the strongest statement, keep it in very declarative one short sentence, avoid feature level details, focus on the bigger picture and make it really memorable. Then for the slide problem, I can say this is also a good example. CBD products are everywhere and no one knows whether they're safe to use. We want to fix that. So they go with the macro overview of the problem, immediately shows what's wrong with their chosen products, CBD products. Here for the problem slide, my suggestion is to highlight 3 main frictions and keep it simple and jargon free. So they don't, in this particular example, they don't note anything from the vertical. They don't explain, don't drop any jargon, right? So then support it with user research interviews. You can see they supported it here in another example. And in this example, they just used 3 problems that instantly grasp your attention. You clearly understand what it is. And here they support the statement with research and more data. So that it could be relatable to anyone, right? So they translated it. Then, of course, the solution. Here, this is also, again, 3 bullet points. Solution slide. Notice how clear they use visuals. And here, for example, for the technical solution, it's a more technical product. You can see also the visuals, right? So, and here my suggestion would be to directly respond to stated problems that you stated on the slide prior that, and focus on strategic approach and differentiate from existing solutions and keep it high level as well. So save details for the product section. Then really important why now slide. So why now is the one where you should highlight like the relevant trends, like they do it here. You should show like the market timing and show VCs that why now is the time, right? Not 5 years before or 5 years after. And so demonstrate certain urgency and include any supporting data, like you can see here. So they have some supporting data, and it's pretty clear. And so you always have to back it up with data. Really important slide, why now? And then market size. So here, of course, you want to show your TAM, SAM, SOM, and made it like very obvious that it's a large market, and include clear calculations and show like what percentage of those you can capture, obviously. Then we go into the product slide. Again, product slide. Okay, I have the product slide, market size, product slide. On the product slide, this is more about the features, right? So you would like to kind of explain here how it works on the feature level. For example, here I really like the example of Bubble. So they show that it's Blinkist meets Netflix, and everything here looks like similar or recognizable to each other. So you kind of understand that it's something related to books, it's something related to content, and they show it in graphics, so you understand the features really clearly, right? There is like a effective comparison as well to your indirect competitors. So really great slide, really like this one. So then, of course, the team slide, it's about the photos and clear roles, just 2-3 sentence bios. No need to keep your full team, just co-founders. No need to add advisors as well. I've seen advisors here quite often. Just like all the relevant experience to de-risk. Again, remember about de-risking, especially early, your team is the one that holds the most risk for VCs, or could be the most leverage. So, and depending on this slide, you could communicate what you have. So always add the logos, good reputable companies that you work for, and stuff like this. And clear also founder designation. So in terms of who has which role in the company. Another example of the team, again, very beautifully put logos and tractions. Traction is the traction sandwich technique. So I like to show the earliest traction in the slide 3. I didn't mention that before, but yeah. If we go right here, so I like, let's say on the either on the company purpose or on the first section, show like, okay, or maybe on the solution to show like onboarded 500, let's say, users, or generated 2000 MRR. And then next we go into the middle, and then we introduce traction on the traction sandwich. On the traction slide, we introduce traction sandwich again. And we say, for example, have 500 whitelisted potential prospects. So because we open with the MRR, we have some content, and then we add another KPI. That's what is rememberable, right? Something in between, it's just like often perceived as a fillers. But really good traction slides here as well. So you see everything with graphs and really clear and detailed metrics, and also like some user testimonials you could include here, or case partnerships, or just general growth metrics like case studies. Of course, this is really great. The more detailed it is, the better. And again, just like more. And you also would like to show like next milestones as well, what you could achieve with the current pace of growth. Then the business model slide. So business model is, it should be crystal clear. What is your business model? And just look how they break down here, for example, the revenue economics on this slide, which really makes it clear for anyone who is watching the different potentials and categories they're tapping into, right? Or even here, if you look at retention data, it's clear by week, and here you have the clear business model as well. So for the business model slide, what I suggest, like literally, is for the business model, For the business model slide, I suggest clear revenue streams to show go-to-market strategy as well, of course, unit economics, growth projections, scalability plan, as well as with financials. So you would like to pack it in, show clearly the potential. And with competition slide, again, effective comparison, show direct and indirect competitors, also highlight key differentiators, focus like they did here, like this is a really good example of the table. Then show like, let's say, strategic advantages as well, like here, for example, by time, it doesn't go into literally feature by feature comparison, but it goes into the impact comparisons. And yes, show that you're like 10 times better. That's essentially what you want to communicate here. Then we got the ask slide, very important. It's the one with which you should close strong. So it should communicate clear funding amount. You don't state just the amount. You say like, I need this amount for 18 months to achieve those milestones. And you clearly communicate like use of funds and again, growth projections and expected milestones and outcomes to be reached with this capital. So very nice diagram here as well, allocation of the potential liquidity, and again, care hires, user acquisition, curriculum, milestone. So before we wrap up, I also wanted to give excellent resources for reading. If I had to recommend just one, the HBR Guide to Persuasive Presentation would be the main one. It's available in Google. Actually, I have here links, but you can Google it. And just to wrap it up, I guess you have to keep it simple. Remember the 2.5 minute rule. Visual over text. As you noticed, a lot of slides here were visual. Tell a compelling story. Also focus on key metrics in financials, in the business model, and show clear value proposition, and also demonstrate the growth potential. Also demonstrate, for example, if you were early and you managed to get the first friend and family users or customers, show that you have some strategic partnerships and go-to-market targets and processes to acquire customers outside of your early bubble. So really important to de-risk this early stage go-to-market risk. Again, I would say that you have to keep your deck updated every 2 weeks or 3 weeks or so. Have like 10 slides, 12 slides version for sending. Also create like the detailed version, like, with appendix for meetings and stuff like this. And maybe one pager as well for quick references, right? So there are various formats. And of course, practice your pitch, be ready for any question, and keep format consistent. And remember, your pitch deck counts. It's your first impression. So keep it concise, compelling. And the goal is to get that first meeting where you can tell your real story in person. Good luck. I believe in you.